Coach, coming off of a week break, no games, just practice, how are you feeling about this team and how they've been able to recover and reset for today?
No, I mean, I think overall we feel, good about where we are, in terms of having a week to really, continue developing into who we are. And sometimes it's good to not focus so much on the opponent and preparing for them, but really trying to work on improving ourselves. And, we've had a chance to do that this past week.
Now you're going into game 2 of this 3-game series against the Mystic. What are the keys to tonight's matchup to get the win?
I think you always have to compete at a really, really high level, physically and mentally, and that's something that I think in the last 2 home games we've gotten back to. We're just competing really hard, and then you get into, the nuances of playing the game in terms of transition defenses and X's and O's and some of the strategy things that you have to be on top of. But I think more importantly, again, it's just a competitive spirit and a mental and physical toughness that you really have to play with against this team. Because if you don't, they'll run away from you the way they did before in our building.
Thanks, Coach.
Minus Maria and Alexis, this is going to be one of the first times you've had your core 10 for the rotation. How do you feel about that and seeing everybody in action against a great team like the Mystics?
Yeah, no, it'll be a great test for us today. Again, having, I think this past week to really just, again, work on ourselves and continue to improve in some areas that are always going to be challenges in the WNBA in terms of transition defense, your rotations defensively in terms of playing against a team like Washington that has multiple, playmakers, shooters, ball handlers. They stress you a lot. So, again, we feel good about where we are coming into this game. But the great thing about sports is that we can play the game. And we're going to find out, today exactly where we are.
Hey, Coach. You had a week off, not thinking about the opponents. You got a chance to, as you mentioned, focus on yourself. What exactly did you set out to improve upon, and then how did that transpire throughout the week?
Yeah, I think just continuing to raise our level of competitiveness, even within our group. Having, Candace and Elena on the practice court throughout the week, other than obviously Elena's, miraculous arrival in terms of her family, really having them there with us all week and I think really being able to push each other on a daily basis that raises our level as a team. That's really been the main goal. And I think we were able to do that a lot this past week. And, we still have to find that in the game and continue to sustain that. And hopefully we can do so today against a good team.
Coach, I know you said you were focusing on yourself, but obviously I'm sure there's things you can take away from the first match up you guys had against the Mystics. Anything in particular you want to put on from that game?
No, I think from, I think the first game against the Mystics, again, I think they, because of who they are, they really, they really force you to spend a lot of time trying to figure them out. And it can take you away from just focusing on who you are and what you need to do. And, we tried to be careful with that this week in preparing ourselves to play a game. Still about finding ways to be at your maximum levels personally and as a team. And so oftentimes the opponent is just a mirror and they're reflecting to you who you actually are. So as much as it is about Washington, it's still about us. And that's what we tried to, kind of focus on this week. From the first game, I think the only thing we can take from that is that wasn't a full representation of who we are. And hopefully we're closer to that today.